Good evening and welcome. We will now start the Board of Appeals meeting, April 21st, 2022. The board is now in session. For the first item on our agenda, I'd just like to do a roll call and some introductions. So I'm going to do the roll call. And so Robert Chiswell.
Here.
Gary Young.
Here.
And one of our newest members, Dave Belgard.
Here.
And also one of our newest members, alternate, Phil Cook.
Here.
Okay, welcome everyone, and we'd like to recognize both Phil and Dave participating tonight as they are our newest members of the board, and we have 5 people here, so this is great. And then secondly, let's go ahead and do the approval of the minutes for December 8th, 2021. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
And I'll need a second.
I'll second.
And do we, these were the minutes that go back to December the 8th. And they were dealing with a cell phone tower. I believe it was the DirecTV wireless. Do we have any comments on those minutes from December the 8th? No. Okay.
None? Nope.
All right. So I'm going to ask Caroline a question. For our newest board members, do they vote on the minutes or do they do something else?
They can vote if they have read them, if they would like to, or it's up to them, or they can abstain.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to call for the vote, and because we're also live, I don't believe I need to do a roll call at this point.
Right.
Okay. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those aye. All those against? Anyone abstaining?
Abstain.
I'll abstain.
Okay. So the motion passes. 3 ayes and 2 abstentions for December the 8th, 2021 minutes passage. All right. The next item on the agenda, let me go ahead and find that here, was the election of officers. But I'm going to go ahead and defer that until our next meeting. So, which moves us along now to the special exception amendments. And so I'm going to go ahead and introduce our case for the Frank Joseph and Sons Jolly Shows. But before I start that, I just want to recognize your father, and your first name is Pete? Dominic, and we want to just let you know how sorry we were to hear that your dad had passed since the last time we actually met in person. He was just a wonderful person, and we appreciated all that he did for our community here in the city of Gaithersburg. And I think a couple of our other board members would like to express their sympathy too.
Yeah, Dominic, I had the honor to meet your father for, I guess, 6-7 years in a row, and we're very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I too had known your dad for a good many years. I've been on the board for a while now, and he was always a pleasant person to talk to, and he was always enthused about bringing the show to Gaithersburg.
So thank you. Thank you for continuing and coming to our meeting this evening. So with that, I'd like to just go ahead now and introduce, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the case, BOA. It's 92330. It's the 2022 Frank Joseph and Sons Jolly Shows for a temporary carnival at 701 Russell Avenue in the C2 General Commercial Zone. And this purpose of this meeting tonight is an amendment to the special exception. This is in the Lake Forest Mall area, and I'd like to turn it over to Caroline to introduce the case to us.
Thank you. This is a public meeting on Board of Appeals case BOA 9230-2022. It amends special exception BOA 8444-2020. No public hearing is required for this amendment to special exception. The petition requests an amendment to special exception BOA 8444-2020, amended by Frank Joseph and Sons Jolly Shows for a temporary carnival from May 18th, 2022 through May 29th, 2022 on the northeast parking lot of Lake Forest Mall, 701 Russell Avenue, Gaithersburg, Maryland. Property is located in the C2 General Commercial Zone as allowed by Section 24-118-2 of the City of Gaithersburg zoning ordinance. It is a very bittersweet time to introduce this. Our very first Zoom Board of Appeals meeting was to approve the carnival for May of 2020, which of course never happened. And that was our first Zoom meeting, and now we're here with Dominic in our first live meeting after 2 long years. So anyway, Dominic is here to represent Jolly Shows, and I have an aerial of Lake Forest Mall to orient everybody to the site. The carnival, as it has in all the past years, is on this location in the red box, which is kind of in the northeast corner of the mall, along Lost Knife Road. I'll turn it over to Dominic, and he can answer any
Okay,
questions
thank
you
you.
may
Dominic,
have.
before you start, I'm going to go ahead and just swear you in. And just, you can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give in this matter shall be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Please proceed.
So yes, so we're basically, my dad passed, but we're the same operation. As you know it, everything is totally the same. It's probably even close to the same dates every year as we play this. Same, everything is completely the same. We open at 5, opening date is May 18th all the way to the 29th. I believe it's 12 days. Run straight through. It's in the mall parking lot. Fence, everything is totally the same. Just a couple paint jobs and all that stuff to keep the carnival just the way you know it.
That's great.
Any questions I could answer anything?
I think we have a couple exhibits, so perhaps we could, Caroline, if you can maybe pull up just couple of the exhibits, since we have some newer board members
Oh,
here, just to share with us. I think we did the map already, but perhaps we can go through the Midway layout.
And yes, so we always put a fence around it just for security reasons, just to make everybody happy. The ride, so you'll enter, there will be a ride to the right, it's a little dragon wagon. Kiddie ride, straight down will be all of our games. We have a ride, Street Fighter ride. That's a big major ride, everybody likes that, it's like the Claw. Next to that is the Surf Shack, which is a little kid walk-through ride. Next to that is the Roundup, you guys might know that. It might be from all parish. Everything flows, we try to keep everything open, so there's a lot of walkway for everything. We have food trailers. Let's see here. What can I say? Let's see. Then we try to keep the bigger rides on the outside and then the kiddie rides on the inside, so nobody's just running around. Everybody's always well protected, all that kind of stuff. We have security at the event. They just walk around, patrol, make sure everybody's behaving. People, as long as they see them, they kind of tend to behave. Everything goes well. Never seem to have any trouble. Let's see, what can I tell you? And that's pretty much it. We have 2 generators. We have them on the opposite sides of the Midway, behind everything, so they're kind of protected, loud. They're loud, so the noise is kind of not in the center. That's really it. That's really all I could tell you.
Okay, great, thank you. Well, let's open it up to the board for any questions you might have. Gary?
Sure. Dominic, I believe that was the first Zoom meeting in the city of Gaithersburg, if I'm not mistaken. And so you have big shoes to fill here, and it looks like you're ready to go.
I'm trying.
I know you are, and we wish you all the success in the world. Your father, to my knowledge, when he was running the operation, there was never any issues or complaints, and it's been a welcome addition to the city, and I think people are looking forward to this coming back. So good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank
Uh-huh.
you.
Robert?
Yeah, I've just got one question, because I can't remember from past packets, but what is the life expectancy of some of these rides? Because I see a couple of them on here. One came in 1967,
Yeah.
one came in 1965, and one's 1971.
they last a lifetime because we just don't let them go. We redo them yearly. Every year we'll have a project that we do in the winter times. That's what we do. Just repair everything, paint everything, anything that needs a new bolt, anything that needs welded, that all gets done yearly.
Yeah, I didn't know if some things were grandfather claused in that didn't fall under the new guidelines, or
Right.
they have to still have to
They're
follow under.
they're always changing regulations, and like one old ride might need, hey, this needs a little update instead of how this was. This needs a little updated to this. But anything that like that, we take care of that.
Great.
Everything is safe, 100%.
Dave?
I have a few questions, Dominic. And
Yes.
if I had history on the board, I probably would have heard these answers already.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm sure you'll have easy answers to both of these. The first question is, the packet makes reference to during the time that the carnival is open, that if there is a noise complaint, that on the subsequent day you'll close earlier.
Right.
Considering that it's open till 11 p.m. every day, including weekdays, has there been a history of noise complaints in the past?
No. You would think it's loud, but like as soon as you get like 50 feet away, it's nothing. Like it's not. You wouldn't even think it's there. Like one of our locations in Virginia, their townhouse is right there. That you would think that we'd have a noise complaint, and we don't. There's no noise complaint at all.
Which actually gets to my second question. Looking at the map, the northeast corner where you are locating the carnival is one of the areas of that parking lot that is closest to residential buildings, as opposed to anything on the west side of the mall, which is closer to commercial. So really, my question was, have you been there before? Which I heard that you have, and also that with the concern about noise, why choose that location as opposed to other areas of the parking lot?
That is the area they selected, and honestly, I just go with it because year after year, we had great success there, no complaints, so I rock with it, honestly.
I can add a little information to that as background. Not as of several weeks ago, the mall is all under one ownership, but in the past, there have been multiple owners. Each of the anchors owned their stores and some of the parking lot adjacent to the stores. So it created a kind of strange parking field under the mall, the interior of the mall's ownership. So we had to select a part of a parking lot that was owned by the mall, because the mall is actually who was giving them permission to operate rather than one of the anchors. So that's part of why it's located there.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Phil, any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. Just everything looks pretty good. So yeah, good job. Yeah, I'd never heard of this event, so I'll probably go there with my son. So
Come on.
thank you.
Come on out, find me.
Thanks. I just have a couple of questions, not too many. So we're like post-COVID, or we should be. And so with the food vendors, is there any kind of restrictions that Montgomery County that might be imposing on the food vendors that you're aware of, or?
Everything is not. It's kind of back to that normal, but it's not really back. But
Okay.
I'm in Montgomery County right now at Wheaton Mall,
Okay.
and everything is like anytime, whatever they're up to date. Everything they need is up to date.
Okay,
100%.
that's great.
Yes.
And then I thought, Caroline, maybe we could bring up the insurance. It's Exhibit 8, the insurance certificates
I don't know that I have that on.
on here.
I didn't pull it up. Maybe.
It's on there,
No.
or it's in there.
Well,
You
Do you know
can-
what the exhibit
I may not
numbers?
have
you
put
can
it.
bring
Oh, there
up
it
right
is.
there.
There it is.
Okay, we can look at it on, there we are. There we are there too. Maybe just walk us through this, Dominic, and if there's anything that we should bring to our attention, but it looks like everything is taken care of.
Yes. So right now I just had a renewal that just
Okay.
went down 3 days ago. So I will have to get you an updated copy for the renewal time. But so we just have $1 million general liability. Anything happens, we have insurance for
Okay.
anything. I do believe that the mall requires everything that the mall required and everything that the state requires, we have insurance for to the maximum ability.
Okay, it looks great. That looks great there. Just verifying that.
But that does need to be updated,
Okay.
the dates for the thing. But they, just with my renewal, the insurance company, I don't know why they have to do it at kind of the worst time for us while I'm in my season. They can't do it in January or something, but that's them, unfortunately.
It's probably when your dad started the business,
Yeah,
April of
maybe, yeah.
1950.
Yeah, he could be right. He could be very right there.
When those rides from
Yeah.
1967 were
Yeah.
due.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yes.
That's great. Well, that's all the questions I had. Is there any additional questions from the board? No? Okay. And then, do we have any additional questions from anybody else? Any additional testimony at this point? Is there anybody on Zoom?
We're not doing Zoom, so
Oh.
you just need to recognize whether there's
Oh,
anybody,
okay.
anybody
Seeing
here.
no other people
Right, there you go.
in the chambers this evening that could possibly be testifying, we'll just go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and close the record. And right now, it's just the board's time to talk, and it'll be just a few minutes, and then we'll come back with our motion. So do we have any additional discussion on the discussion we heard here, or the draft resolution that was in your packet? No.
Dominic, it looks like you have the updated certificate of insurance is included in the packet.
Okay, cool.
Second page, the
Okay.
next certificate.
Thank
Just
you.
an FYI.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you, Gary, for being our subject matter expert on insurance. So that's great. But the record is closed. Okay, so sweet.
Well, just kind of mention that. to him.
Yeah, it's okay. Sure it'll be captured. Okay.
He's got to get back to Wheaton.
Yeah, I know he's got to get back there tonight. Yeah. Any questions? Okay. All right. So let's see. So we're going to need to let's go ahead and can I get a reading of the motion? Then we'll go ahead and vote on the motion itself, on the resolution.
Yeah.
Right, Caroline. Yeah.
You got, someone can make a motion.
Make a motion for the
You
resolution.
don't need to read the resolution,
Yeah.
just make a motion.
Yeah. Can I have a motion to read the resolution, which will result in a vote?
Yeah, I make a motion that we read the resolution for this
Jolly shows.
Jolly Shows.
Okay. And do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, because we already closed the record. All right, so,
You just need, you don't need to read the resolution, you just need to make a motion as to whether you want to approve or not, based on,
well, we usually have Robert read it.
I know.
He's prepped.
It's okay.
Okay.
It doesn't-
Robert, do you want to read the resolution?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Appeals of the City of Gaithersburg on the 7th day of April, that's 2020. How'd that get in there?
It's the 21st.
Yeah, the 21st day of April 2022, that, how'd that typo get in there?
That's probably the resolution from the last one that's included in the packet.
Yeah, it was included in the packet, I'm sorry. The 21st day of April 2022, that case BOA 9230-2022, the petition of Frank Joseph and Sons Incorporated, represented by Dominic Joseph, Vice President, requesting an amendment to special exception BOA 8444-2020 for a temporary carnival on the northeast parking lot of Lake Forest Mall in the C2 General Commercial Zone, 701 Russell Avenue, Gaithersburg, Maryland, be approved with the 3 conditions.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Okay. The motion passes 5-0. Congratulations, Dominic.
Thank you.
Enjoy your time at Lake Forest and
Yes.
with the Jolly Shows.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming this evening.
Thank you.
We're just going to move on with other business of the meeting this evening, so we thank you.
And hopefully good weather.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Fingers crossed.
Have a good one.
Okay, thank
Thanks.
you too. Okay, so now we have on our agenda from the staff. Caroline?
Oh, I'm just want to welcome everybody back. It's great to see all of you who we haven't seen in 2 years, and welcome to Dave Belgard and Phil Cook. We're really happy to have both of you and to have a full complement of board members finally. So that makes my job easier. And the next meeting of the Board of Appeals is, I have it written down somewhere that I've lost, May 11th. At the moment, we don't have any applications that are likely to come up before then, but keep it on your calendar in case maybe we'll do like a work session to get some training and reminders for everybody. That might be a good time to do that. And then the meeting after that, June 8th, we should have another application or two.
Okay, thank you,
That's it.
Caroline.
And I also wanted to welcome Eric, who
Yeah.
I finally met in person today also. So a lot of change.
And Eric, would you like to just introduce yourself
Sure.
and your role here?
Sure, yeah. I'm Eric Perla, Assistant City Attorney. Started working here in October 4th. So it's been very interesting, challenging going through COVID, but here I am, the first BOA meeting. I look forward to working with all of you.
Okay, great, thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Greg?
Nothing for me tonight.
Okay. Are you missing your headphones?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right, so anybody else have anything else they'd like to contribute? Okay. If not, I'd like to just announce this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you for coming.